Yikes. Hang on, kids. I'll be ready in just a second. Now let's see if anybody shows up. Hi, guys. Hey, K-Billy. Well, I've been sleeping for the past few days because I'm trying to balance out and get myself healthier. And I just thought I would talk about awakening again. And we're going to come back. I'm going to come back on tonight, at the regular time. Hey, Shane. I'm going to come back on tonight at the regular time and do the readings. Okay, honestly, here's the thing. All the misinformation about awakening just makes me absolutely insane. And so I want to dispel as many of those myths as I can. I don't understand the last Airbender comment. I don't know what that means. I don't watch TV or movies or stuff, So I thought we'd just do this. We'd see who has some questions about anything, and I'll answer it to the best of my considerable ability. Considerable ability. Yeah, it's good to see you too. Oh, okay, well, sorry I don't get it. I'm not that, I don't even know what I was going to say to that. That's why I kept saying it over and over again, was because it did sound like one word. Considerable ability. The ability to think like a bull. The ability to consider how bulls are able. Oh, honey, I don't really remember because I awakened in 2012. So I don't remember when things got even, but it wasn't that it wasn't that long of a time. I mean, for me, it was probably maybe 3 months or so, maybe 4. But I was seriously ready for it. And then the next year I died, which changed everything. It was like, that was another level up. That actually was really easy to come back from. My awakening process wasn't like it was for a lot of other people. It was intense. It was instantaneous. It was like lightning. It was amazing. And it was also really sad, really disappointing, because I had to consider the fact that a lot of the people that I was dealing with that I loved weren't going to awaken. And I was devastated by it. Devastated. I lost all my friends. Then I moved to Flagstaff, miraculously. Oh, you didn't interrupt me, honey. Creased Croc. What, did you say something, babe? Well, if you commented earlier, I didn't see it, but yeah, I bet you do, Shane. Yeah. Did you have a question, sweetie? Creased Croc? Because that's what this is all about. Just ask me questions about shit. My live tonight will be at 7 our time. 7 in Arizona, yeah. Which means probably 7:10 or 7:15 because I am never on time for anything ever. Yeah, where are you about, Creased Croc? I'm in Flag. And anybody, you can interrupt me whenever the fuck you want, but if you do, remember, I've got ADHD, so I'm not going to remember what I was talking about. So if you could hold my place for me and remind me what I was talking about, I can get back on track. Casa Grande, oh yeah. What else can I say? Being awakened is not like what you're hearing. How did I find the tarot? I was in my very, very early 20s. I might have been, let's see, I already had Rachel, so I must have been 20. No, that was very early. Somewhere between 20 and 22. I don't exactly remember now. A friend of mine called me up and said, come over, we're reading cards. And I didn't know what the hell that meant because, well, I didn't know what the hell it meant. And so I just came right over. And you'll get it tonight, Chris Croc. Where's who from? Me? I'm now in Flagstaff, Arizona, but I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. Tarot. So we all sit down, me and my two friends, we sit down on the floor and she pulls out a deck of cards and she's going to read my cards. And when I found out what it was, I totally got, it was like, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want that. The process of getting a reading really, really just lit me up. Wow. I mean, honest to God, it was like my first acid trip. It was bluey. It was amazing. The feeling of moving that energy around, of tasting that energy and then describing that taste, of reading that information was just astounding. It was a terrible reading. Didn't have anything to do with reality, but but it turned me on. I went out that day and bought a deck of cards. It wasn't the right deck for me, but it was the first thing that caught my attention, Then my next deck, after a few weeks of trying to read this deck, it made no sense to me. The colors were wrong. It was too fiery for me. I went out and bought the Hanson Roberts deck, which is yet another Rider-Waite clone. And I studied with that one for a year. And I guess I did okay. I studied it and I was reading anybody who would come near me, and Miss John Amazing from my hometown. I'm not taking a list right now, baby. I'm not reading cards right now. I'm doing that tonight at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard. And you will definitely be on it if you can show up at that time. But this, I'm not doing readings. I don't have any mods in the room. I just, plus I'm a mess, like mentally. I've been sleeping for days. So back to the tarot thing. By my second year, I discovered the Crowley Thoth deck. Man, that shit changed my fucking life forever and ever and ever. This deck is... it's amazing. See you later, Jessica. Miss Rabbit. When I started reading this deck, it just, everything came to life. And by the second, I do feel better. I do feel better. By the second year of reading this deck, my seriously psychic shit kicked in, and the cards no longer had anything to do with the meanings I had been training myself to understand. The meanings all changed. The cards started talking, in essence. I mean, like, they would turn into like little movies in my head. I would be sparked, triggered by something in the picture, and then I'd just start talking, and bloom, so much, everything would just come out. It took me a little while to get comfortable with reading for clients, because I had a couple of psychics who, and Kansas City psychics, man, fucking tell you that there's a major confluence, a major group, a gigantic group of Kansas City psychics. And they are, you know, when you get a convention full of witches, you ever been to a psychic fair or a Wiccan fair or something like that? There's always a power struggle, right? There, somebody's always making some kind of rules that you got to follow, and stuff like that. And so I kept getting shit about how I charged. They wanted me to charge by the minute, by time. Well, my readings, the time is flexible. You know, that's why when I do a personal reading now, I'll save 2 hours. I'll block off 2 hours on my calendar for that reading. And there are times when I'll use up all of it just because I have to keep talking about what's on the cards. You know, sometimes you can't get the message out in a third party situation. That's not enough information. The Fool. I could spend a half an hour just reading this card. Because, well, it's my favorite card. But all of them, there's so much information. Not all of it's pertinent. But a lot of the pertinent information is not locked up in the card. So, you know, I got over that after about 5 years. So by the time I was about 5 years in, I was charging for my reading instead of my time, because I didn't want some pro psychic staring at my cards, telling me that I'm getting the meanings wrong, and then tapping her fucking watch. You know, I'm like, no, get out. And that's when I realized that I could refuse certain clients if I wanted to. That, well, I'm not a public servant at all. I'm a private consultant. What did you have, Jessica? What kind of a deck did you have? Hey, currently you. I've just started collecting tarot decks. That I've never done that in my life. I read the Thoth deck. What do I need with other cards, you know? But somebody sent me the Starseed Oracle deck. It's so exciting. And my friend Dale reads all kinds of different and cool decks. So I copied him and got a couple of the decks that he's got. That's been fun. Wiccan, like maybe the Witches deck. Let me scroll back and see if I've missed some questions. I probably have. Oh, God. Miss John, amazing. I want Rosedale barbecue. Rosedale. Oh, Chris Crock, I'm glad. Okay, I didn't miss any questions. Does anybody have a question about awakening? Yeah, hi. They crave, the craver, I don't know how to say what's going on there. But I'm not doing that, sweetie. You can book a reading by going to my profile and hitting my link tree. You can get all the information you need by Grand Rising, sister. You can get all the information you need by going to my website, my webpage, which is, I don't know if it's Jenny Ash Tarot or Jenny the Psychic, I don't know, but it's on the link tree. And then you get a hold of me by either email or by hitting up my Facebook Messenger. Those are the only two places where I really talk. You can't get a hold of me any other way, really. How can you begin the journey, or will it just come to you when you're ready? Well, you have to decide it's what you want, first of all, because it's a lot of work and it really can fuck up your whole life. It fucked up my whole life. Of course, it fucked it up for the better. I lost all my friends, like I said, but looking back on it, I didn't really lose anything. You see things very differently, very differently. And the thing you see differently the most is love, how you feel, how you think. Awakening isn't about going somewhere else. It's not about a different world. It's about you being a different person. Will you awaken so much that you can help others, or is it you? Mostly it's just you. You can help others if they want the help, but only if they want the help. You can't do anything that affects other people's free will. That's anathema. We don't do that. It's also the same as dashing your head against a rock wall. It doesn't help. Because the utopia that you see, the healing that you see as beautiful and healthy, may not be that for other people. We don't know what other people need. So it starts out as just being for you. Eventually you may find a mission or a purpose or something that you want to do with your life that will help others if they want it. And then you'll be more prepared to help them. It's very important that you understand that what awakening changes for you is how you see, feel, think, act. But your awakening doesn't help other people directly. And it's not for that. It's positive if we can use our awakening as a positive force, as, okay, I can't clean up the whole planet, but I can clean up this little bit right here, and that's going to be a bit of a help. I can't help everybody, but I can help this one person in front of me, and that's enough for now. You have to kind of take it moment by moment, and if you're in the moment more, that's awesome. That's the whole purpose of life, is to be in the moment and see things as they are, to feel things as they are in the moment. It's about acceptance. Sorry about my voice, but I haven't really talked to any humans for a while. The purpose is to see things as they really are. Did my psychic abilities develop fast, or was it or was it gradual? My psychic abilities developed decades before I was awakened. I knew I was psychic from the time I was a kid. Thank you, Ashes. Before, it's okay, I got it, sweetie. They developed before, when I was a little kid, I first heard the term ESP, and I was mad because I knew that I was supposed to have that, and why didn't I? And I would take those little ESP tests, what's behind this thing, and I never got them. I never got them right. You know what? I am psychic as fuck, and I still don't get those things right. I still don't. Because those are not the same thing as being psychic. For me, being psychic was being able to open myself up and allow information to flow into me without judging it. That took a while. Because to do that, you have to be able to, currently, I visualize a lot. Although I think I do it with my eyes closed, with feeling, I feel the veracity of something or the falseness. Once I started working with tarot, though, all kinds of other psychic and spiritual things would occur to me, kinds of methods of healing that I would work with, that I would use. Because after a few years of, the first few years, maybe 6 of reading cards, I realized that if I wanted to be good at this, I had to get clean. I had to get better. And I have a lot of spiritual and emotional and psychological damage. I was very seriously abused as a kid. And I couldn't remember any of it, and I knew that I needed to work on those wounds. So every kind of energetic and spiritual healing that I would think of or that I would see, I would figure out how it's done. And I would work on, thank you, I would work on giving that kind of healing to my friends in the hopes that they would in turn give it back to me. And so I did that for years. By the time I was 30, I think, I was pretty much done with doing the spiritual healing work on myself and for others. I could guide other people, but I didn't want to be a healer because I felt like it would keep me in a state of illness. So I moved on and went just straight psychic, just reading cards. That's it. That was my only job. And it's been my only job for a very long time. I haven't held a straight job since my late 20s, and I'll be 60 next year. Soon, I don't know when. So awakening was kind of just the next step for me. And I was led to that by a former apprentice, friend, healer. When I moved back to Kansas City in the early 2000s, after being here in Flag for a few years, she came over for a reading and suggested that I go with her to this group meeting and learn about awakening. And so I did. And the concept was electrifying to me. And that's how I know something's right. I feel this electricity. I feel this buzz that pours through me. Also, sometimes my guides go, yeah, do that. They're very supportive. So I started going to these meetings, and I didn't care much for the organization because I felt like they were full of shit, although I did absolutely believe in the concept of awakening. It made perfect sense to me. What didn't make sense was you have to spend all this money and you have to travel to India, and they say awakening is bestowed upon you by Sri Bhagavan, and bullshit. A steady incline in waves. Waves of what, honey? I don't understand what that means. I don't think awakening has a point when it stops. No, I don't. I feel like excellent, Ashes. You know, when I was trying to support myself while learning how to read tarot, I made crystal jewelry out on the street in Kansas City in Westport. In Westport, yeah. Awakening never stops. It's like learning. Learning never stops. It's a process of evolution. We evolve continuously. Unless we're doing it wrong. If we're doing it wrong, then we stay stupid. But awakening is forever. It grows and grows just like you grow and grow. What awakening is not, it's not fighting. It's not a different place. We don't awaken and then go to some other dimension. The 5D is not the astral plane. It's just not. The 5D has to do with our consciousness. 3D consciousness is... Katrina! Hello, my love. The 5D is a level of consciousness. The awakening is about expanding your consciousness, not going away. It's 3D is just like, 3D. The first dimension is a line. Second is a flat plane, a picture. Third, you flesh that out. Fourth is a different kind of love. Fourth is when you start feeling unconditional love all the time for everybody. And please don't misunderstand. Unconditional love does not mean unconditional putting up with your shit. Unconditional love means I love you. Period. I love you. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to change. I don't love you because you are going to be this, or I expect you to be that, or because you do this for me. Yes, it is an extremely common misconception, and it's quite frustrating. Unconditional love and unconditional acceptance are the first most important things of the 4D, fourth dimension. I've been living in 4D for a very, very, very long time. Or I should say I had. It's unconditional acceptance is the next concept that goes with that, which does not mean I accept this bullshit into my life. It does not mean that. And people that tell you it does, no, it doesn't. It means I accept you as you are. You are exactly who you are, and that's exactly who you're supposed to be in this moment. I accept this. If I accept you into my life, I have to accept that I can deal with exactly who you are right now. I'm going to love you no matter what. But can I accept this in my space now as it is? A lot of the time the answer is no. Doesn't take the love away. It doesn't mean I don't love you. And a lot of times the answer is yes. And that doesn't mean that I think we should be together forever and ever. It doesn't mean any of that. I can't believe you're here, Katrina. I just can't believe it. I'm so pleased. I'm so happy. all my best to Logan. I love that boy. You're welcome, Currently. Okay, so that's the 40, the unconditional love and acceptance, and understanding that there's no demands placed on the person that you love or accept. There's no expectations. If I have expectations, it's that this is who you are forever and ever. Of course, that's a silly. Oh, I love you. I hope that this helps, babe. Even a tiny bit. I broke up with Azure. So it helps me to see you too. So now the 5D is not the astral plane. The astral plane is the astral plane. It's always been there. And we go to it every fucking night when we sleep. Or day, whenever we sleep. Our dreams are most often played out in the astral plane. Our dreams or our imaginations. Sometimes our imagination. The 5D is really about the expansion of the understanding of the universe in your own consciousness. The expansion of your universal understanding of life, the universe, and everything. 42. It's the understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. A lot of people think this concept is bullshit, but I don't know. You see, there are these tiny little photons, quarks, whatever the hell they are, teeny tiny little. Yeah, Currently Me, that's exactly why you fly in your dreams. Yeah, I fly in my dreams too. When you break it down, every single thing in the universe, my cup of coffee, my fancy little Bluetooth speaker, oh shit, that I might be breaking right now. My fancy little Bluetooth speaker, the phone, my table, everything, the air, everything breaks down into these teeny tiny little if you can't remember your dreams, your guides don't want you to. It's okay. There's work being done. It doesn't mean anything bad or anything good. It doesn't say anything about your level of understanding, awareness, awakening, whatever. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means there's some stuff there that your spirit or your guides are working on. Christ Croc, you can only remember your dreams when you're upset or sad or something. It's because you've been working through lessons. That's really all I have to say. There's not a whole lot of... your dreams just aren't always that important. You know, they're homework, essentially, or they're just exercise. You know, they're things to keep your mind busy, movies, or they're lessons. What you do with the information afterwards is kind of important. But they don't really mean anything about you in particular. Some people remember more than others. Some people think they don't dream at all. We all do. Sometimes I remember my dreams. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes my dreams are psychic. Most of the time they're not. I can tell the difference because one feels viscerally real and one is just entertaining to me thinking about it later. You know what I mean? The same reoccurring dream usually has to do with an issue or a fear or something that they can't seem to work through. And they need to figure it out and work through it. I only remember the good dreams if I get like interrupted in my sleep, I get awakened or something, because I don't know. But I never really have bad dreams anymore either. So, now that I've said that, I realize that I don't fucking know. Same reoccurring dream. Okay, back to the 5D. 5D is the understanding of the interconnectedness of all things, the basest particles that make up everything, the building blocks of atoms and cells and molecules and shit. They are the tiniest, basest particles, and I don't know a name for them. Photons, quarks, whatever. Find the smallest one, and that's what I'm talking about. They make up everything. They have a type of consciousness, a type of sentience. Okay, it's really small and it's really base. And it's love. That's it. The building blocks of the entire universe have the consciousness of love. Hey, ring and dink. Hi, Jack. Hi, everybody. These little consciousnesses, these bits, these particles, these photons, they just love. They just love. And they add together to create all of this in our world. Everything here was built from love. You add all of these particles up, in totality, they equal all that is, or the universe, or God. Whatever you choose to call it, they make up this. So, here's where we know that most religions got it wrong. This universe does not want to be worshipped. Doesn't give a shit what you call it. Doesn't give you lessons. Doesn't set up a plan for you. You set the plan up. It's yours. Your spirit has done this for you. Well, has done this, not somebody else. Your lesson is your own. Your life is your own. The rules don't apply. You're here to learn what you want to learn through the wonderful creation of this particular school. However, it is this particular school, that's it. The rules in this school are different from the rules in the other schools. And the only thing that the universe, all that is, God, is here for, to do for you or to demand from you, it doesn't make demands, just loves. Just love. This thing that we've been blaming so much hate on has nothing to do with it. It just loves. And that's a wonderful thing. But a lot of people would be very upset by the thought of this and think that the fact that there's no judgment, there's no damnation, there's no hell or heaven is threatening and awful. I heard somebody say just yesterday that you can tell if somebody's awakened or not by how they address all that is. That if you call it God, you're not awakened, because God gets pissed off if you take his name in vain for too long. God doesn't care about this. The universe does not give a single shit about that. There's just love. This is kind of mind-blowing. It took me a while. I sat in a hospital room. After dying, I sat there in a hospital room for weeks, being just blown away by the largeness, ultimate all-encompassingness of this love, and I was fucking blown away. Oh, I'm so glad, Ashes. I'm so glad. EMDR, I don't know what EMDR is, Jessica. What's EMDR? Because I have PTSD as well. Understanding that there is nothing but love from the source changes everything. And some people can handle it and some people cannot. And rapid eye movement for healing. Huh. Interesting. Is it working? This is 5D, this understanding. And it changes the quality of the love you feel. You're no longer giving love. You just are. Your love, their love, everything is love. It's mind-blowing for a while, for a big while. But if you can maintain your position in that love, your consciousness in that love, if you can maintain your presence in that, your world changes completely. Because you can see the loving consciousness behind everything. And you understand that all the shit people are going through, these are their trials, their lessons, their tribulations, that their spirit, had created for them. God had nothing to do with it. The universe is not uncaring. The universe is allowing people to create their own lesson, to learn it and live it in their own way, and not interfering. The universe is not interfering in anybody's lesson. The universe doesn't allow or disallow certain kinds of experiences or behavior. We choose. And now, why would I choose to be so seriously abused as a small child? Why would I choose to be beaten, locked in a closet, and then beaten when I'm removed from the closet? Why would I choose that? Why would I choose to be abandoned by my mother? Well, I don't know. But evidently it's what I needed to be who I am. Evidently it was a lesson and an experience that I needed for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why. But I do know it's true. Oh, I'm sure it does, Jessica. Oh, Sarah, hi. You know what set off my healing or trying to heal my trauma? Harry Potter. Now, I've always had a problem with Harry Potter. I didn't know why. Of course, I know why now, but I didn't know why. I would pick up the first book and I would end up throwing it across the room within the first few pages. I mean, literally throwing it across the room. This is garbage. I hate this. Okay, well, I can't read these books. I don't know why. So I decided to watch the movies. Yeah, I was ready to throw the movie against the wall too, but it was my computer and I need that because, and I realized, when Harry's being so mistreated and living in the closet, I didn't have any of those The question is, you said you died. What did you see before coming back and waking up? What was your experience like? My experience was unusual. I didn't, there was nobody on the other side. I was in the emergency room because I was having, I had massive pulmonary embolism in both my lungs. My lungs were like 75 or 80% full of blood clots. So I was literally drowning in my own blood. Yay! Which happens to be a genetic condition for me. I was dizzy with motion. Whenever I would move, I would get seriously dizzy. Well, I was being rushed to and from yet another test by some big, strong, orderly dude. And he was practically running. And we went around a corner, and it felt to me like I had basically fallen out of my body. And so I spent a bit of time scrambling to get back in. And so all I saw was my body and people freaking out, but I didn't know why. I didn't think it had anything to do with me. Hey, Michelle Lloyd. Hey. I didn't have any of the, it wasn't even a choice. Maybe that's why I didn't see anything, because I didn't mean to. Of course Jesus loves me. Why wouldn't he? I didn't mean to die. It wasn't time for me to die. And since I was so into not being dead, I crawled back in. I got back in my body as soon as I could. Hi, thanks. I love my tats too. Tats too. Oh my God, I can't believe I said that. But when I finally got back in and got, comfortable-ish, I was in a different room, and I was surrounded by a bunch of doctors and nurses and people, and they were all screaming at me because I'd freaked them out. Hang on just a sec. Okay. Hang on just a minute, kids. Whoops. I'm being love spammed. Whoops. Hang on, just, oh, golly. I had to do a little blocking. Keep my block hand healthy and strong. There we go. Anyway. Yeah, those fingers touching the screen don't help, but you know what they do help with? Blocking silliness. I would appreciate it, but you know what? I just don't want them shoot out. I need them blocked. Wow, there are a lot of you here. That's, I didn't notice. Hi, guys. I'm okay, Toad Foamy. I'm okay. How long have I been on? Does anybody know? Wow, it feels like we've been having this tiny, quiet little conversation. I thought it was just like a dozen of us, maybe. Hi, everybody. Hi, Croatia. I'm doing good. Like an hour, really? Wow. So I do read tarot, but I'm not going to do personal readings right now. I was going to talk about spiritual awakening, but you know what I'll do? I'll do a collective reading for the group, and let's see how that goes. I will be back on 9 hours from now at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard, and I'll be reading for spiritual awakening, for people on a spiritual awakening path to help with that. But I'll do this, and let's see what we get for the collective in this room right now. Right now. What do you guys need to hear? What's going to help? What's going to help you along your journey and find some peace and some happiness in this day? Michelle Lloyd. Abundance. Okay, we'll work on abundance. Let's see what I can tell my kids about abundance, achieving abundance, accruing abundance, being abundant, having abundant lives. Okay. And 3. Purple potato. What the fuck? Oh, the purple tattoo. Oh, God. The bindi? Yeah, it's a bindi. For me, it's representative of my dedication to God, to Shiva, God in all his forms, i.e. the universe, i.e. all that is. I'm not a religious person, and I never have been, but I absolutely have always felt connected to God in all the forms. And now that I have a different understanding, it seems more, it seems deeper, understanding that the universe, all it is love, has changed my universe. I left off at 3. I better start at 3 again. 3. 2. Thanks, Emily. Argue all you want. I don't care. However, if you come into my room when I'm reading, when I'm, doing spiritual awakening readings, I do care, and I will not put up with arguing or shit talk or anything. Here, I don't really care that much. This is for abundance, okay? First, the first card I get is the Hanged Man. And it seems to me that you're ready to create abundance in your world. But you have to change your mind first. And when I say change your mind, I mean change the way you see things. You have to change your perspective. You have to go from believing that you don't have what you want because things just aren't lining up your way and things are against you and it's hard and you're not lucky. These things are not true. And when you can see that they're not true, the reality that abundance is your natural state starts to form in you. This is when your abundance comes in. Ignore the rules of the law of attraction. Thanks to K-Dog. And who was it I wanted? Emily Bay, thanks, sweetie. Free. Set them free. Why are you sad? Because I'm nice. Will it help you if you know that I'm an idiot? Okay. Abundance is your natural state. And when you... this seems to have a lot to do with what I was saying earlier, though, with the understanding that all that is loves you and wants to give you what you want. Not because you deserve it, not because you earn it, not because you anything, but because you want it. Okay? This is why really shitty people get to have what they fucking want. Because God is not judging them. The universe is not judging them. These little photons are not judging them. Look at if you want a reading, go to my, for fucking sake, the link tree on my bio, and it gives you all the information you need. You have to click around and stuff. You go to my webpage and see what it's like and what it costs. If you want to book an appointment, I only work nights, only. Hit me up on Messenger, Facebook Messenger. We can make an appointment. I only read cards face-to-face, live, on Facebook Messenger or FaceTime. And FaceTime, I'm a little, I don't need everybody knowing my phone number, but that's how you do it. You look on my profile and hit up the link tree. It's got everything. Okay. Understanding that the universe wants to give you what you want. And you have to be ready to accept it in yourself. Not for the universe to give it to you, but for you to accept it. Because the universe will give it to you right now. You have to be ready to accept it. Don't ever lie to the universe. Don't pretend like you have what you're asking for. Allow yourself to show your need, your desire, your realness. Always be honest. Okay. The next card is the Emperor. That means that accepting this reality and accepting the lack of rules to getting what you want is going to be fucking hard. Because the Emperor, he's in charge of everything. He's in charge of building a new system. He's in charge of building himself a new world. But he keeps looking back to the past, trying to recreate the way things were. The rules, the systems. Well, they're not there anymore. They're not like that. It's not how it is. But that's what you have to get over. You have to get over your belief in the old system, the old ways of doing things, in order to accept what it is you want for the future. And you have to stop believing that that if you get what you want, somebody's just going to take it. that there's not enough. There's not enough for you to have what you want. Somebody's going to take it, and then I'm going to have less again. You have to get over the thought of other people's desires are victimizing me. If you can do that, if you can see things from a different way, a different perspective, and not create the same old rules of acquisition, of acquiring things, and stop believing that what other people want will take from you. Ask for what you want. But in furtherance of other people taking, I have a little thing to say. Okay. See the little web around her, the radiating lines? This is the connection to everything that I was talking about. It was, oh, I'm glad you thought so. These lines here are the connection I was talking about, how everything is connected in one way or another. We were talking about abundance. Look at all this she's got down here. She's got everything. If they live in tune with themselves, it will be in tune with the universe. We're not different from the universe. We're not separate from the universe. We're not separate from the earth. We're not separate from anything. They're, you know, this thing of you have to get grounded. You have to get in touch with the earth, with the mother. Go outside. Wrap your arms around a tree. This is bullshit. Because, damn it. Speaking of bullshit, this is bullshit here. Sorry, kids. I'm blocking people who believe I need religion. Fuck a bunch of that. With that in mind, let's cut some cords, okay? Let's do some cord cutting, kids. I, with my spirit and my guides, now cut all ties and cords that bind me to any and all persons, places, things or thoughts, systems or rules that no longer serve my highest good. These cords are cut with love and gratitude. Thank you for the lesson. Goodbye. I wish I could give somebody else the power of blocking, but I can't. Oh, man. What do I smoke? Yeah. What do I smoke? Did I mention smoking? You know, I can make 6 or 7 of you moderators right now, but you won't be able to block people from my lives. And I have an entire crew of moderators that work for me. They're just not here right now because this isn't a scheduled thing. This isn't a scheduled thing. Yes, I have a tattoo on my head. I have a tattoo on the back of my neck. I've got a tattoo right here. Anarchy, anarchy, anarchy. I've got tattoos here and one on my leg and I got a bunch of tattoos. I like tattoos. The tattoo on my head is just a mandala. That's all. I was losing my hair. I started losing my hair really, really young. And this is exactly what I look like. This is me. I look like this. Okay, you know what? I guess I'm gonna go off and find Jesus. If you want a reading from me, I'm pretty expensive. Like seriously expensive. But you can find the information on the link tree in my bio. I only read face-to-face live on Facebook Messenger video. I charge $150. I don't do questions. I read you everything. Give you everything I see. And after I read everything I see, then you can ask questions if I've missed anything. I almost never do. And I don't answer single questions for anybody ever. Oh. Because I don't have anything to prove. And if you want a reading from me and you're serious, you're not going to waste my time. I don't know, I just fell into my journey. Okay, everybody. I love you. I love you a lot. Even the idiots who are fucking with me. I love every single one of you. I really do. Really and truly. Thank you. I'm going to sleep some more, and then I'm going to come back at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and we're going to do reading for... wait a minute, what? Yeah, exactly, Stacy, yeah. Yeah, tonight I'll be reading for Spiritual Awakening. If you want a personal reading, find me on the on my link tree on my bio. And that's got all the information you need. Okay, everybody. Maggie, if you want a reading from me, I just told you what to do, sweetie. And I'll see you guys all later. I love you. Bye. Almost bye.